Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real English Talk. I'm your host, Mia.
And I'm Jake. It's so good to be with you all today. How are you doing, Mia?
I'm doing great. I feel really energized today. Maybe it's the sunshine. How about you?
I'm fantastic, thanks. I'm excited for our topic. It's a really useful one.
It really is. Today, we're going to talk about how to talk about yourself.
Before we start, if you enjoy our podcast, please take a moment to subscribe. It helps our show grow and reach more learners like you.
Okay, so talking about yourself, why is this skill so important, Jake?
Well, it's often the first thing you do when you meet someone, at a party, a new class, or even a job interview.
That's so true. The question, tell me about yourself, can be scary, but we're here to make it easy and natural for you.
Exactly. We'll break it down into small, simple parts. Let's start with one of the most common topics, your job.
All right, Jake, let's use ourselves as examples. What do you do for work?
Well, I work as a podcast producer. I handle the technical side of this show. My job involves recording, editing, and making sure everything sounds great.
That's a great description. As for me, I'm a freelance writer. I basically work for different clients and write content for their websites.
So you're your own boss. That must be nice.
It has its perks. I specialize in travel writing. It lets me combine my work with my passion.
Okay, let's highlight some of the phrases we use there. They're super helpful for our listeners.
Good idea. The most common question is, what do you do? Or what do you do for work?
I answered with, I work as a, and then my job title. You can also say, I'm a, like Mia did. I'm a freelance writer.
To give more detail, I used I specialize in travel writing, and Jake used my job involves to talk about his tasks.
Perfect. These are simple ways to give a full answer.
Next up, let's talk about hobbies. This makes the conversation more personal and fun.
Totally. So, Mia, what do you do in your free time?
Oh, I'm a big fan of hiking. I try to go to the mountains almost every weekend. I just love being outdoors.
See, that's where we're different. I'm not much of an outdoors person. I'm more of an indoor cat.
An indoor cat. I love that. So what are your hobbies then?
Well, I'm really into playing the guitar. I'm not a rock star or anything. It's just something I do to unwind.
That's awesome. Okay, let's look at the phrases we used. I asked you, what do you do in your free time?
A very common and friendly question. You answered, I'm a big fan of hiking. This shows you really enjoy it.
And you said, I'm really into. Playing the guitar is another great natural way to say you like something a lot.
And to explain why, I said, it's something I do to unwind. You can use this phrase to explain the purpose of your hobby. Key phrases. I'm a big fan of hobby. I'm really into hobby. I do it to unwind. What do you do in your free time? Okay, next up is a tricky one for many people. Talking about your personality.
It can be. It feels strange to describe yourself. So how would you describe your personality, Jake? Put you on the spot.
I'd say I'm pretty laid back. I try not to worry about things I can't control. My friends would probably say I'm easygoing.
That is very accurate. I think I'm the opposite. I'm definitely a people person. I get a lot of energy from being around others.
That's true, you're very outgoing.
But I can also be a bit of a perfectionist. I like things to be just right, which can be good and bad.
I am not a perfectionist. Okay, great examples. Let's look at the language. I started with, I'd say I'm. This is a nice, soft way to give your opinion of yourself.
Yes, it's less direct than just I am. I use the idiom I'm a people person for someone who is social, and you used laid back and easygoing for someone who is relaxed.
And your phrase, I can be a bit of a, is perfect for talking about a quality you only have sometimes. Key phrases. I'd say I'm adjective. I'm a type of person. My friends would say I'm adjective. I can be a bit of a noun.
All right, let's move on to our next topic, your background. This usually means where you're from or where you grew up.
A classic get-to-know-you question. Mia, where are you from originally?
I grew up in Chicago. I lived there my whole childhood. But then I moved to California for college. How about you?
That's cool. I'm from a really small town in Texas. I was born and raised there. I only moved to a big city a few years ago.
Wow, so we had opposite experiences. City girl and a small town guy.
Pretty much. So the language here is quite simple. The question is, where are you from? Or where did you grow up?
Right. I use the phrase I grew up in, which means I spent my childhood there. You can also say I'm originally from.
And I use the great common phrase, I was born and raised there. It's another way to say you spent your whole childhood in one place.
And if you live in a different place now, you can add I moved to new place. Key phrases. I'm from place. I grew up in place. I was born and raised in place. I moved to place for reason.
Okay, for our last section, let's talk about likes and dislikes. This is a great way to find common interests with people.
Definitely. Let's start with likes. What's something simple you love, Jake?
I absolutely love the smell of coffee in the morning. I'm a huge coffee drinker.
See, I'm not a big coffee person, but I adore a good cup of tea. Any kind of tea, really.
Fair enough. Now, for dislikes, I'll say one thing I can't stand is being late. It makes me so anxious.
Oh, I agree with that. For me, I'm not a fan of scary movies. I just can't watch them. I'll have nightmares.
I get that. So let's recap those phrases. For likes, you can use simple words like I love, or I adore, or even I'm a huge fan of.
For dislikes, I said, I'm not a fan of, which is a polite way to say you don't like something.
And for something you dislike strongly, you can say, I can't stand. It shows you really, really don't like it. Key phrases. I absolutely love thing. I adore thing. I'm not a big fan of thing. I can't stand thing.
Wow, that was a lot of great information. Let's do a super quick recap of one key phrase from each section.
Great idea. For your job, you can say, I work as a...
For your hobbies, try, I'm really into.
For your personality, a good one is, I'd say I'm...
I grew up in.
And for dislikes, a strong one is I can't stand.
And that is all the time we have for today. We really hope this episode helps you feel more confident when talking about yourself.
Now it's your turn to practice. We have a question for you. Go down to the comments and tell us, what's something you love and something you can't stand?
We can't wait to read your answers. Thank you so much for listening to Real English Talk.
We'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.